That's just hanging from the yard. Wow. A little rough coming in there. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Rum Report here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, your host, the Admiral, Rumboyz Robbie, and I'm here with Jake, Rumboyz Combat. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. I'm hoping Florida goes through with allowing combat sports or sport in general so we can get some UFC.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. We could definitely utilize that for our amusement and our entertainment at the given times. Yo, but you know how we got to do, man. We got to start off every show like always. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rum boys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. Speaking of that, kind of opened up something there. Florida, uniquely enough, we're just going to dive right into the show, guys. Florida, uniquely enough, making the WWE an essential business. Now, right now, this story that you just brought up with the UFC, it's purely all speculation at the given moment. But if you're going to make fucking, and I get the South's love for backyard wrestling, for some good old wrestling. I get it. But don't you think that maybe they should give the UFC, or even boxing for that matter, kind of the same nod here? Hello, Jake?
You cut out really bad there. You cut out pretty bad there.
Wow. Might be your internet, bro. What I was saying is it
Leafs defense. Yeah, Leaf Steve and said huh? What's going on? So.
Wow. So I cut out. Alrighty. Hang on. Let me see if I close.
We'll keep going. We'll figure it out.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I close a few tabs there and if that'll prevent it from cutting out. So no, what I was saying, man. Don't you feel like the UFC and boxing, they should be treated like essential workers as well, like how they're treating the WWE?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it would be. The issue is that you need people to be willing to be part of the event. With wrestling, you have a company doing its thing. And whatever, there's no sanction. You can have people clean the performance center. The issue with UFC is you have to have referees volunteer to go. You have to really have judges be willing to show up, commentators get in there. And you're going to have to pay them as contractors separately and probably more. The WWE has like a stranglehold on employees where that you can make them do what they want basically, and there's no sanctioned event to have to go through. They're just a business, so I think the hard part will be getting people to volunteer to work these events, especially with that quarantine period in Florida. If they have to work any event, they'll have to sit 2 weeks in a hotel room by themselves, which they're probably not willing to do as well. So it's going to be tough to really get that going. WWE is willing to just say, screw it, we'll do it. But there's a lot more moving parts for combat sports. So I hope it works out, but I understand if fighters and judges don't want to do it because they don't want to be stuck in a hotel in Florida for 3 weeks after a fight.
Exactly. I mean that definitely have to suck. I mean, even they're talking about the possibility of having certain cities where they would hold other professional sporting events. Um, I'm not exactly 100% sure how I feel, um, even about the WWE acting as an essential business. Uh, but
You know how that happened, right? You know how it happened. Linda McMahon donated $25 million to the re-election of the governor of Florida. So yeah, she's from
politics
Trump's
always
cabinet.
pays. Politics always pays.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They paid for that one,
Hey, Boogie fan, we hope
and they're still
you.
running a show despite having a positive test. So they can do what they want in Florida at this point.
Yeah, Florida doesn't give no fucks. We already saw how they handled spring break, bro. Getting into another topic, we're going to talk a little bit of about. All right, you watch South Park, right?
Yeah.
You remember the episode where the NFL came in and they had they had taken over the kids' science experiments, and it was to make pretty much artificial
I
fans.
probably have.
All right,
I probably have to be honest with you.
so there's this episode of South Park where they pretty much made fun of the NFL. It was kind of, and it was during the period where viewership for the NFL, and attendance was kind of down. It was during that whole, national anthem business. So South Park, of course, made fun, and they pretty much made like these like sea monkey type things, and they put them in like fish bowls, and they replaced the fans with these fucking sea monkey things in fish
Yeah,
bowls.
yeah.
Anyways, the story reminded me today. Apparently, I believe it's the Korean baseball. I think, I believe it, or Chinese baseball. So baseball over in Asia. They're trying to get baseball over in Asia up and running, and they're looking at putting robot fans in the stands. Thoughts on mannequin fans or robot
Well,
fans?
okay. I have an idea on this. It's fine. Do your thing with the robot fans. Maybe you could use robot umps now. It's a chance to try it.
So we just
You gotta limit the people, right? I mean, you can't have, huh?
go ahead. No.
Yeah,
It's just
just
taking
hey,
air right now.
this
You're
is the chance to try it. You gotta limit the people. You can't have so many people at an event. Robot umps. It's easy enough, right?
they took their jobs. I don't like it, man. I
Hey,
don't like
hey,
it.
man, it's temporary. It's a
Like it.
It would never happen in America. It could happen there, but it's a good idea if you think about it. It's easier to program something to know spatial rather than audible visual cues. So they could do it. And at this point, you got to limit people. Just try it. I don't see a reason why not.
Bro, you know how much like there's always been this fear overlying mankind that machine and robot and AI would take over us. You especially in the world of jobs. You know how fucking pissed people are going to be when they get replaced as fans for sporting events? Like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man. And now, like, is Corona really reshaping the world as we know it this dramatically to where is like iRobot might become real? Like there's going to be this time period where we're going to be doing so many things through AI. Like you
Yeah.
said, we need to keep the number of people down. The only people that can really be out there on the diamond or out there on the field can be, the athletes, the human athletes. But we're going to put this human umpire or this human ref out there, and we're going to have, or this robot umpire, this robot ref. Then we're going to have robot fans. Like, shit. And then we all come out of quarantine. Now we're living with robots. Oh, fuck.
Well, I don't see that being an issue until the companies who make these robots can pay for more tickets and more money for those tickets than the fans that would be there. Honestly,
Dude.
until some big brand deal says the Yankees can only have robot fans and they're given like $5 billion from Elon Musk, I don't think it's going to be an issue.
bro. Elon Musk has got to make bank right now, bro. Bankroll Musk. Moving on. I clearly went way too into that. Wow, what's up with Bill's Mafia Rob today? Why is this man upset? The fuck? Anyways, moving on. You hear about my boy Tyson Fury, man? My man splurged recently. Tyson Fury dropped 557 euros plus a €100 tip on takeout while on lockdown with his wife and kids and in-laws. My man's ordered pizza, steak, chicken wings. I think I heard something about some like jumbo prawns, a part of this meal. Like he had ordered like a combination of like just shit no one should ever eat, but then also like 5-star classy shit, you know, like filet mignon.
Oh yeah.
How dope is this to spend quarantine? I mean, heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, it's a good way, man. Think about it. I'm guessing there's his in-laws, assuming they're all alive. He has 4. He and his wife 6, and he has 7 kids too. So, I mean, he's got to feed 7 kids. That's not really a lot of food when you think about 13 people.
I wonder how like he definitely made sure that he didn't have to ration for shit over Easter. He's like, look, everybody can just have a little bit of whatever.
That's what 600 plus in the U.S., right? It's like 20% more.
I feel like he tried
to for
yeah. The euro is it's the conversion rate is
like 20% more efficient than the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
So multiply by 20%, and then you get the U.S. dollar or something, or improve by 20%. But yeah, man, he has 13 people on that house probably. I feel bad for him at this point. He's probably going crazy. But
bro, if I'm Tyson Fury,
especially with his dad, his dad's probably having a good time right now.
Bro, they did it up. They did it up big. I want to also point out that Tyson did exercise very great social distancing during the delivery. He made sure that there was 6 feet between him and the delivery guy at all times, even whilst providing the tip. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I feel like Tyson took a page out of Tiger Woods' book. How the Masters just recently got canceled, and Tiger Woods, him and his family, they reenacted like a mini Masters dinner. That the Tiger was supposed to actually host this year. He still hosted that, except just a small version, a quarantine version for his family. I thought it was pretty dope. I like seeing, people still trying to keep some type of normalcy. I have seen some people do some really awkward shit, some like pulley systems, so like people, they can pull up their carry out pizza and shit. So, I mean, props on you, Tyson, maintaining that 6 feet, keeping that distance.
That crazy. Have gloves. Have someone make sure it's in a bag. Cut a bag with the gloves. Take it inside after you throw it out. But yeah, I mean, look at celebrities. They're doing some weird stuff right now on the internet. Those actors and actresses are doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I always question their sanity, and now I can be like, oh, these guys are just weird people. Like,
bro, seeing freaking Mike Tyson and Tracy Morgan talk to each other about growing up in Brownsville, New York was the fucking trippiest shit. I was like, man, y'all two trying to do this whole thing, through the internet, trying to, still do Mike's show. It's a pain. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. But yeah, bro, celebrities are even looking at my post now. Nick Holly, I would appreciate if you responded back to my Quarantine Olympics challenge. If you guys did not check out my Quarantine Olympics challenge, you should really check it out. That was pretty dope. It's on my Twitter, my Insta, all that good stuff. So it's on all my socials. But yeah, shout out to the rapper Rumor, singer. So yeah, quarantine's not all bad. Former UFC fighter turned WWE star Ronda Rousey, we're still here in your department right now, was on Steve-O from Jackass podcast recently and spoke about how ungrateful WWE fans are and how much she wants to be at home with her family. Is she pretty much just done with the WWE, or is she kind of like, just honing into her inner heel character? And should she have honestly stayed in the damn UFC, to be honest?
Well, I don't think with her mentality, she really could have stayed in the UFC. I mean, after her first loss, she really fell apart, and I mean, she came back to fight, which is respectable, but I mean, you can't go from toughest woman in the world to crying on Ellen about suicide after a loss. I mean that kind of shows that she gets fed up with things when things don't go her way. But I think this is a work overall. To be honest with you, there's no way that this is something she would do without Vince's permission, and she has said that she's ready to come back whenever. Very recently, multiple times, like everywhere past 6 months, she's been wanting to come back. So this is something where she's going to come back as a heel. And of course, when the people come to the WWE, they want to be like the face at first, but at some point, people get bored of that. Um, and I think she's just ready to come back as a major heel, and kind of like I could see Brock Lesnar in that route where he hates the business or he loves the business, but he hates having to travel and he hates what comes with it, but he
Yeah.
likes doing it. So I think it's that type of thing where she's struggling with how much does she want to do it, and does she want to do it full time, near full time, or just really be a part time pay per view type of worker. So I think she loves the business. I think she'll be a heel regardless, and I think she's setting it up where whenever she comes back, she'll get booed wherever.
I
So
just,
it's like a thing where it's easy to be a heel if you're part time, right? You come back, you have this bad blood with the fans, and they're gonna boo you anywhere. If you're a face and you come back after 8 months, it's not as big of a pop usually. So I'd imagine she'll come in to the middle of Sacramento first show. She probably wants to come, probably somewhere in California, and booed immediately. It'll be great for her. It could be 1 week before pay per view, and it'll be a huge pop for her. So it's good for her. I think it's a work. I don't think it's serious.
the thing that throws me that throws me for a loop is like, how are you gonna call the fans ungrateful when it's the fans' attendance? And right now we're doing sports with no fucking fans. We're doing events with no fans, concerts, no fans, so on and so forth. The fuck do you mean? You like the fans are ungrateful. I do think that she full on wants to spend more time with her family. Once I kind of got more
Oh yeah.
into hearing how she was saying what she was saying, um, I found it interesting. That okay, you've always, she's always expressed, the desire for wanting to just be, a wife and a mom and so on and so forth. So I mean, that I respect. Don't got to take it out on the fans. I get that sometimes as fans we can be a little bit erratic, so on and so forth. But the call fans ungrateful. No, don't do that. But I mean, it's the WWE.
If they're
Everything.
reacting to you, it's a good thing. It does not matter either side.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at the most like disliked NFL players, I would probably say Baker's up there. Do you know what helps with being disliked and a positive to it? People go to your pages and help the algorithm in your favor to dislike you. If you get attention, it's a good thing. And all business sports related, even if it's sports entertainment. So if you hear boos and cheers, it's good. If you hear mild of each side, it's probably a case you're not doing your job, especially in wrestling. So I think she wants to come back and be a real big part timer, like 3 times, 4 times a year
yeah,
for a big match. And I think it's kind of her negotiation ploy. It's like, get me out of this full time contract. I really
yeah.
just want to be a part time.
Cena kind of did that for after he was like, I'm gonna go do this movie thing. I'm gonna get these movie checks. Rock, he kind of started transitioning. He was like, I'm gonna get these movie checks. So I
Well,
mean, they
The
they
Rock
all
is the richest actor in the world probably right now. I mean, he
yeah,
blew it up, but
you
yeah,
know
he doesn't have to come back. He retired for a reason. Cena, I don't know. Has he been in anything big? He's been in like the Marine series or something. Marine like 1, 2, and
pretty
3.
funny. God Blockers was a funny movie. Can I say that on YouTube?
He was at that. He had like the 17-year-old daughter with the prom thing. I don't know what that was, but yeah, I mean he's trying. But even he's still in wrestling. Like he
Yeah,
can show up twice a year and get a reaction.
yeah. So let me know. Cena's doing all right. He just did the movie with Ferrell, Will
Yeah.
Ferrell.
His
Um,
best talent might be late night talk show host at this point. He's an entertaining dude. He could kill a late night role if he wanted to.
yo,
With
facts.
he and Fallon, man, I could see he has something there to be great if he wanted to do a late night thing.
Fallon, King of Late Night. Let's dive into the next topic here, bud. Uh, so getting into some football here. Um, the Cincinnati Bengals. No surprise here. They maxed out all of their allotted meeting time with draft prospect Joe Burrow. So let me just explain how this meeting time works in the NFL. All right. NFL teams are permitted 3 1 hour calls with any particular prospect for a week. All right. Well, they burned through that shit in no time flat. Um, so with this, does this indicate that Burrow is going to be their clear cut guy and he's the clear cut 101? There's been a lot of talk that Miami may try and reach up there and maybe make a trade, or teams that are trying to make a trade to see if they could go and get the number one. What are your thoughts? Does it sound like Cincinnati's going to move that 101?
They're all in on that pick on Burrow. What I'm disappointed in is did they leak the maxed out call time? Because if you're a smart franchise, you kind of don't let people know that, and you kind of keep everything to the vest. So who personally leaked that information out there? Because that's interesting. I'd be shocked if the Bengals said we know our take, whatever. This is our pick. Here's our opinion on it, and that's it. No convincing us because that's just really bad GM skills, really. So I'd imagine this was leaked, and I think it's a guarantee they were going to take him anyways. I think there was always this um, setting where GMs, even though you know who they're taking, always have to kind of keep it in secret. Like the whole thing a couple years ago when the Browns drafted Baker, good or bad, how it turns out, they kept it hidden for a very long time, till like the last 2 days when it was becoming more clear. The Bengals, if they released information, just kind of gave it away really soon. But I mean, if they have that much trust in them and they don't think they can actually work a trade to really break their franchise, I think this is the best pick to take, and I think I'm glad they should be very happy to get Burrow at this point.
One of the things I found most fascinating was tracking the timeline of just specifically, the ins and outs of the trade talks and the trade rumors in regards to moving the 101 for the Bengals. Is that there was chatter that Burrow had stated, no, hell no, I don't want to go to Cincinnati, pretty much. But then I hear moments right before we hop on air. Damn, I cannot remember whose podcast he was on. Big analyst, and I hope I don't have to. Wasn't Sims?
It was okay. I thought it was Sims's kid for some reason, but
I can't remember, but it was today. It did happen moments before we got onto the show, and he had stated that I understand that my journey is going to be rough, and especially rough right now with everything that's going on. Wherever I go, I'm going to play. And I think that, and I felt like the delivery of that was very sincere. It didn't seem like he was just saying that to make sure he gets a job. If we remember back with Archie and Eli, when Eli was coming into the NFL, both of them, when they were handling the media, they were like, yeah, no, we're gonna see what's gonna happen, and wherever Eli goes, that's how we're gonna chalk it up to see where he can be moved, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, I think that Burrow lands in Cincinnati. The hometown hero is coming to Cincinnati. He's done so much charity work already, for right now, feeding families during this time
Athens is
period.
an hour and a half away from Cincinnati. That's pretty much his hometown.
Yeah,
That's the nearest city to it. So I mean, he wants to be there. There's no doubt. So that's good. It's good that they get a quarterback, and it's good for him. I mean, it's very rare you see a fifth-year senior have this trend where one great year puts them in this great spot.
No, big facts. I mean, and also the kid is a touchdown machine. I'm highly interested. I wish that, and we'll talk about this, throughout the show. I mean, but I wish that this year's workouts weren't virtual. I wish we could be like, hey, yo, here's take a Saturday, drive up to Bengals camp for us, and just actually check it out, and see how the kid is looking. Because honestly, I think this is an upgrade for Cincinnati when you go and get Joe Burrow. I think, get ready, bold prediction, hot take. I think Joe Burrow makes AJ Green fantasy relevant again.
Okay.
And you're going to buy AJ Green late in your draft. You're not going and you're not trying to get AJ Green all the injury concerns.
So, what do you think about the debate who's going to win more games the rookie year? Because Dalton won a lot of games his rookie year and immediately took that job. So, I can't see them winning. He made the playoffs, right, as a rookie, or was very close?
Let me see.
They had a great first year, if I recall. I could be wrong, but I know he had a really good rookie year with AJ Green. They were the same exact draft class. So I want to see if they can get more wins than Dalton's first year about 9-10 years ago. But yeah, I think this is a great fit. I really don't. One thing with Burrow that's good is I don't think you're going to see what he has in like a basic workout. He's not the strongest arm. He's not the fastest. He's intangibles, right? He's a tall guy with intangibles, or a tall enough guy with intangibles. So I think he's the guy you could really look over the phone and be like, yeah, he's the guy we want to take. You know what I mean? He's not going to blow you away with anything physically. Just if you're on the phone with him, he's the type of guy who can convince you this is the guy we're taking, no doubt. He has it.
Andy Dalton won 9 games his rookie year.
I think they'll win a little less than that. I'd go 7-8, but
yeah, okay, and even still, I mean, if you're Cincinnati, you win 7 games this year compared to your 2 the previous year. That's nothing but growth.
Yeah,
and that's what
they're
looking
lost
for.
by like what 3-4 points each. They're all close games.
Yeah, they were all very close.
Man, if you could turn 5 of those, you could easily get those 7 wins.
Tyler Boyd, a very exciting receiver there. Auden Tate. Ooh.
So are you buying it on John Ross?
That one.
You can't even take it seriously.
All right, here's the thing with John Ross. Every time I hear John Ross, the only thing that I think of is this. The man looks up for over-the-shoulder catches. I've never seen someone drop as many over-the-shoulder catches as John Ross. And the thing is, he did not do that in college. He got in the NFL, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but like all of a sudden these would just go, whoop, like just right through his fucking hands, bro. And he's so fast. He's so fast.
It probably hurts to get hit. No one in college caught him. He never got touched, right? In the NFL, you're going to get hit when you catch that ball. So,
I mean,
plus he's tiny. Let's be real. How many hits could that dude take if he did catch those footballs?
True. I think he's smaller than like fucking Deshaun Jackson. I think he's smaller than Deshaun. But no, I think, yeah, he's not gonna win more games his rookie season than Dalton. But I mean, immediate increase for this whole offense, and then Jonah Williams comes back healthy on the offensive line. You got Joe Mixon back there. I mean, no, I'm not a Joe Mixon fan by any means. I fucking hate Joe Mixon as a person.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that he'll never live that moment down.
No, he won't.
The fact that he lied about it made it worse. If he would have just been honest.
Yeah. Even
if he
still,
would have straight up lied about the whole situation, but
in my eyes, it wasn't going to rectify a damn thing. You did it, bro. You did it. But I mean, no. Joe Mixon, he's gonna, actually having a quarterback that's gonna be able to hit him, as he's running to the flat over there. It has some different athleticism. Andy Dalton, he's been in the league since 2011.
Yeah, and he's been beat up a lot in his career. He's a small frame. The fact that he has such a really good career at his frame is amazing. That he lasted as long as he did. So, props to him too, man. He held that job for a long time and took him to the playoffs a lot. Good for him, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he got paid too. So,
and he had a couple. He had a few, not a couple. He had a few double-digit win seasons. 10, 11 win seasons. And they were back to back. I mean, the guy balled for a hot second there. So I'm not gonna shit on the Red Rocket.
I'm not a hater. I always liked Dalton as a quarterback. Not loved him, but I was like, I think half the league would take him as a quarterback. So you really can't argue with his results.
No argument whatsoever.
Leafs defense likes that Roger Goodell's going to be in his basement for the draft. just stay there every year, basically.
Fuck, man. I'm interested to see how this virtual draft is going to go. You guys know how we do every year. We have our draft party. We're gonna get a couple of guys together. We're gonna get some beers. I'm probably gonna do some grilling as well. I'm gonna spice the stream up, do some different things, mix a couple of the different things that I've done throughout the course of doing this, and we're gonna have a damn good draft stream. Make sure you guys catch up with us. April 23rd, draft kicks off. It's gonna be fucking lit.
We need some coding too in there where it's like whenever there's a tech screw up where a team leaves a speaker on, you can play about a player. Bro, have that probably set up as well.
Yeah, well, we'll figure out who.
Jerry Jones calls a wide receiver trash accidentally over the camera. Is that live?
Bro, there's gonna be fucking moments like that. There's going to be hands down moments like that. Like these dudes are old. They are old. They're older than the internet, and a lot of them have spent a good time of their life and money avoiding having to fucking deal with it. Hey, you, come here. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, you're gonna work it for me. You're gonna turn it on. You're gonna type these words. I need you. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And that's how these fucking owners and GMs work, because it's the old Watts that are running this organization. The dinosaurs. Yo, speaking of Jerry Jones, I know that definitely wasn't planned, but you did segue us into our next topic beautifully, sir.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was not planned.
No, not at all. Like chemistry, ice, baby. Dak and Zeke appear to have thrown a quarantine party over the weekend. According to reports, police showed up and reminded Prescott of these social distancing orders, but could not confirm of an actual party. Should we take things a little bit more serious so we could at least get our sports back? Or, I mean, was that just, have like a little small family get together, And maybe I remind everyone, Ewok Zeke was there. The Ewok was present.
It looks bad to have an NFL player do that because they're the one sport that'll probably be scot-free from this thing in terms of the length of a season. They might not be fans, but they're probably going to get their games in this year. So I think it is a bad thing just for the overall sports culture. If it was an NBA player, I could see it. But, yeah, I mean, it looks bad that a football player who knows this season's probably not in jeopardy did this. That's my only concern with it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's more of just a bad look, for just the optics, It's like, bro, like you should definitely be not you should not you should not be having people over. I mean, and it looked like for a second from what I saw in the video, I was like, okay, like They got like steak, like Salisbury steaks and shit, like all lined out on like the counter. But it looked like some like old Boston ass market, some dried up Boston market shit. So I'm like, I don't really look like a party, but I mean, I heard some music. I saw Zeke's little furry ass sitting there.
Oh, if Zeke's there, it's a party.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, it's only a matter of time before the fanny packs and dildos come out. That
I mean, we've seen the Cabo pictures of Zeke. I mean,
yeah, So I mean, it's only a fucking matter of time, right? But then I read Dak's statement, and Dak spoke on it. Okay, and I always gotta respect that for a guy in Dak's position. You kind of can't really be doing a whole lot of public talking, right? Because you're in contract talks, But I like that Dak essentially told us and everyone to shut the hell up and mind their business.
Because he didn't, which makes it even hilarious.
He did it because it was someone within, and what I love it during his statement, he was like in an anonymous source that posted the video of us. Those are your people. Those are your friends. Like that like.
Yeah, find out who sold that to TMZ. Find out which teammate sold that, because it's not their fault that they wouldn't have known if your teammate did not say, "I have a video of Dak Prescott doing something stupid. I need this much money and I'll give it to you." Like, that's the only reason they would have found out, and they clearly sold off Dak Prescott's video.
So what Dak stated was that he was following the social distancing orders. There was only 6 people in there. And when you look at the amount of trays that were on a goddamn counter, like, okay, six like 6 motherfuckers eating Boston market, like it sounds like a normal Easter Sunday, right? But I mean, right? 6ix9ine must have been there. But what I'm thinking is, because from what I saw in the video, Zeke was fumbling through some cabinets, like he was, like a Dak, where your plasticware at. And then, there was a couple of chicks. They were sitting like along the bar island. It was like 3 girls, some baddies. They had some baddies. And then there was someone holding the camera. So you're right. I'm thinking it was one of their teammates that did it.
If you're gonna do this, just have your O-line there to make it look good. I was helping the O-line out. You know what I mean? Something obvious where it's like, I was doing something good for my main teammates, because quarterbacks don't really probably talk to the most of the team, but the O-line is the group they're really focused with, right? Like, have your O-line there and be like, it's for the O-line, something smart.
No, don't worry. It's only like 7 of us. Like, it's cool. But Dak, do your thing, bro. The world just needs to stop fucking hating on you. The only reason why I hate you is because you got a star on the side of your head. But who knows? Draft day is coming. It doesn't seem like they're gonna sign you. Jerry, do you trade Dak and go and get you a guy in the draft that you feel like is gonna be better and that you don't have to pay? We'll find out.
Yeah, there was a little insensitivity there, though, where it's like, well, dude, a lot of these athletes outside of your sport are out of paychecks because they can't play sports, and you're partying to maybe,
I mean,
living it up. Like, I understand if there's another athlete being like, dude, we can't even play your sport, and you're having fun right now. Like, maybe wait a little bit, but we should be offended by it.
What are we supposed to do right now? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, fucking LeBron's at least.
Oh no, we should be offended by it. But if another, like, say Damian Lillard's like, really, dude, we can't even play our sport where we're missing checks, and you're doing this because your season's gonna go off on time. Wait like a month. But we can't complain. We're not missing checks for it.
If our season goes off on time. All right. So now it's time to head straight to the bank, right? And I think you know who I'm talking about, what player I'm talking about.
Back up the Brinks truck.
Back up the Brinks truck. Christian McCaffrey gets paid. So this deal, right? 4-year deal. Expect to be averaging $16 million per year making McCaffrey the highest paid running back in NFL history. I want to remind people, he is also the only back over the course of his first 3 seasons to have 2,500 both rushing and receiving yards. To have in both categories. 2,500. Course of 3 seasons. Like, it's a bad motherfucker really quick. So I just wanted to let it be known. This man's a bad man. But last time we saw a running back get paid like this, in the essence of Todd Gurley, we saw how that went downhill pretty quick. Do you feel like this was maybe too soon for the Panthers to invest in McCaffrey? 4 years, $16 million, highest paid running back in NFL history? Or well-deserved for McCaffrey?
I think they should do what they do with every back they pay. Pay him early, run him to the ground, get rid of him. And that's what they're going to do. They have him locked up, they're paying him, no excuse to save him. Just get rid of all that gas left in the tank and be like, 4 years we paid you, we can't pay you again. And the only reason they paid him is because he has 100 catches. So, I mean, he's a different specimen when it comes to like what you have to game plan for. He's a talent that you can argue he could be a receiver as well if he chose to be. So I think it's a genius to pay that now and then get it off the books, because at this point it's a perfect move to say we have you till what, 28, and we can get rid of you. Fine. And we're still paying our quarterback who's only played 5 games in like 6 years. More than you. So we have you on a big deal, and we paid our quarterback a little bit under value, so it kind of evens out to a big quarterback contract.
Okay. I like it. No, I could agree with that. I don't know if I would word it as harshly as run him into the ground. I hope that McCaffrey can be the second coming of, I don't know, an Emmitt Smith. I mean, the fact that if this guy could get paid and get paid good quality top dollar, and then also simultaneously have a career full of longevity, I'm with it. So I think that I think that they did the right thing by paying him. I feel like he definitely did deserve it. Like I mentioned, 2,500 in receiving and rushing. Like you mentioned, 100 catches, different specimen. Something is different in that McCaffrey bloodline. Here in Denver, they absolutely love the McCaffreys. He's the one person that could come to Denver and just completely beat up on the Broncos. And because they love his dad so much, they just let Christian just run all over this defense here.
Yep. His dad's the most beloved third option wide receiver in history.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
He was always like third or fourth option, and he's just a loved guy there. He also had like 3 kids dominate the state of Colorado football. So, Dylan McCaffrey's a bust, right? At Michigan, he's not very good apparently, but the other 2 are very good athletes.
Well,
if the bottom is benchwarmer at Michigan for your kids' athletic abilities, you've done well. It's 3 full athletes. Scholarships in your family.
Nothing but superhumans, 1 or 2 of them is going to end up fucked up a little bit,
And the screw up had a full scholarship for his football skills at Michigan.
Exactly, so hey.
That's a bad seal. That's a bad ceiling, I'd say, Most people's bad ceiling is living in debt for the rest of your life in terms of families. There's this, you only got a scholarship to Michigan. Really? Exactly. Come on.
Don't worry, you paid off all your college debt. Well, actually,
yes, Lee Steve. There's Dylan McCaffrey. He's like a 3rd string quarterback at Michigan.
So I mean, hell, Christian, you got your money. You're making your daddy proud. You're making your brothers proud. You're making your mom proud.
And the meme is now dead. There's no excuses. Your mom cannot pay for your vacation anymore. Remember that?
I do not remember that
He
one.
was drafted, and his parents took him on a vacation to Hawaii. And
Oh, okay.
his mom paid for the whole thing. And they're like, "You didn't pay for it." She wouldn't let me. You just signed for like $9 million, and she's like, she wouldn't let me pay for it. So he had his mom pay for a vacation as an NFL player, which is absolutely awesome.
That is freaking awesome. That's when you just have like a top notch mom right there. Like she deserves a fucking award.
Oh, you made it in the NFL? Here's a trip to Hawaii. Here's a ticket.
Exactly. Like, thanks, mom. Like I can just buy away here anytime, but thanks. Fucking awesome. I love it. McCaffrey could buy that trip 5 times over now.
Private jet, there and back.
Exactly. $16 million per year, 4 years.
And that's guaranteed, right?
What's that?
Is that mostly guaranteed? They didn't give like the specific number, but I'm guessing that's 12 to 14 guaranteed per year.
Yeah. So I mean, he's rolling and going. I'm happy for him. And here's what's great, fantasy football fans. He's the one back that's not going to let you down. He's the one back that is always going to be a top 3 fantasy option as long as he is healthy. As long as he is healthy, he is always going to get you 100 catches. He's always going to have those 2,500 rushing and receiving yard seasons. He's always going to put up those big numbers. It's like this fucking guy came out of a factory, just built just to be the perfect football player. Like he came out of a lab.
Mm-hmm. He has LSU's coordinator or LSU's passing game coordinator to get him open.
Yeah. So I mean, the Carolina Panthers are the new look Panthers. Got some things.
Defense needs some work. The offense will be very good. Should be. I hope Bridgewater becomes a mainstay there, but I don't want to jinx him.
You don't have to worry about too much, or actually, defense may be on the field a whole lot more because they're just going to score so fucking quickly with Christian McCaffrey. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the 101 overall pick this year in fantasy football is Christian McCaffrey. After that payday, you're drafting Christian McCaffrey, ladies and gentlemen. There's not even a debate. Oh, give me 1 second. I got a nose itch. Ow. Woo! Gosh. Yo, I found an interesting stat. This isn't on the script or anything. It's not the next topic. But did you know that Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley, who need I remind everyone, were drafted both in 2018, both have 17 rushing touchdowns? That's fucking insane.
Yeah, Josh Allen is low-key on the track to be like leading rusher for quarterback in terms of touchdowns.
He's vanilla bit. And
he doesn't run as much. I think he'll stop really running in the next few years, but I still think he'll be that red zone threat to run. I think he's going to keep it there and punch the ball in there a lot more than people think.
Oh yeah.
So
I got into it with one of my teammates on Facebook. I mean, kind of got into it. I had to explain to him what the stat really meant. Because he's like, well, Saquon is one of the best backs in the league. And which is weird coming from this guy because he's a Redskins fan like myself, but also a football fan first. So I get it. I get defending him. And, we're running the same fantasy league. But anyways, he's like, this is blasters, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, hold on. Let's tone it down a little bit. I think this is more so saying something impressive about Josh Allen and his skill set and what he's doing than it is about Saquon. Josh Allen he's got a total of 30 touchdowns in his NFL career. 17 of them are rushing touchdowns. That's fucking impeccable. Because his job is to throw the ball, not run it, but he's making plays with his legs. And that's what he did at Wyoming. That's what this kid has always done.
Yeah, he's never been a trained quarterback, so I think you have to respect a guy who's able to be so athletic while learning the position.
Yeah.
And doing it so seamlessly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I had to break down like, okay, I'm like, imagine this. So like, if you got Josh Allen and you got Saquon, and they're both putting up big touchdowns. He's like, oh well, he's like, well, that's not fair. Josh Allen played more games. Actually, Saquon has played one more game than Josh Allen. So you sure you really want to do this argument, man? I mean, I do this for a fucking living.
And I do trust Allen a lot more to stay healthy because he was on the field because the team put him there. And the reason Saquon's not on the field is because he can't go out there because he has Michael Vick hamstrings, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I am concerned about his hamstrings and ankles because every year I feel like it's week 3 or 4, something's going to pop.
Oh, bro. Saquon is definitely you're rolling the dice there, especially because of how heavy they run him and how heavy they're going to run him now that Garrett's the coordinator. I just want to throw that in there. I just want to throw that in there.
But if he stays healthy, that's a year you can get a rushing title in fantasy because he runs his backs, man. Garrett has 3 guys that you could argue can win rushing titles, and he had 2 that did. So I could very much see him getting the rushing title this year. Not sure about touchdowns, but he'll put up yards if he can stay healthy, of course.
I'm just saying, man. Don't be surprised if you see me rocking. I'm gonna be in a lot of fantasy leagues this year, because people have suddenly found a affinity for the Rumboyz, which we appreciate. But I'm gonna be in a lot of fantasy leagues this year. Don't be surprised if you guys catch me rocking the New York Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley combo. It's gonna be a thing. Dive off into the
I'm
night.
waiting for the King of New York memes when they get like a 5-0 start.
For the Bills.
For Allen.
For Allen, yeah, bro. It's gonna.
Probably on the Jay-Z cover, you just throw up on that King of New York, him standing like this, like one game pose. It'd be so good.
We're gonna stash that one in the bank. We're gonna stash that one.
Well, let's let them get 4-0. If it's 4-0, then it can be released. But
exactly, it will release that one.
Hope you don't jinx him, but
oh shit!
Because you have your boy there, right? You got Diggs, so
yeah, they got Diggs now. They got Stephon Diggs now. I mean, so they're looking a little hot now. They're looking hot now.
They did lose a lot on defense though, and they have to replace Lorenzo Alexander. They're like mainstay at middle linebacker.
The Bills have been trying. Their defense has been stout for a few years. It was just the offense that was lacking. I think they'll be a-okay. I'm not too.
I'm not worried about them. Really. I can't see them winning less than 9 games.
Bro, speaking of some football. We were talking about quarterbacks earlier. We were talking about the NFL draft. We're gonna now actually kind of circle back to that here. And I want to know what did you think of Tua's pro day, man? We're gonna take a look at some of it here on stream from via Christian Mortensen. Shout out to Christian Mortensen for releasing that footage to the public on Twitter. What are some of your thoughts, bro?
It's very hard to judge someone from a pro day, obviously, but he does look bigger to me, which is a big thing. It looks like he's put on some quality weight since Alabama. Especially in the upper body, that's all he could really do for a while, I'm sure, with his injury. So it looks like he's growing into his body. A concern I have is a lot of these were very much left to right reads, and they were always throwing to the left. So he didn't really have to change his hip real quick or flick the motion to be different or just do a quick step. I'm not sure if that's something because most quarterbacks read from left to right or right to left depending on what arm they are. So a lefty would go left to right. But I would want to see him throw more looking right first and having to set his feet to really know how the hip actually is. That's one complaint I do have where they didn't show enough. I don't know if they're hiding it or just precaution. They don't want to chance that.
No, absolutely.
Like even right here, look. Everything's going left. He's not having to turn at all.
I think that more so has something to do with the fact that he's working with his trainers, his guys that he's always worked with. I mean, this isn't it's these virtual pro days aren't exactly the same as the person-to-person pro days where an NFL team is working the guy out. He's being worked out by a trainer that he knows, he's met, he's trusts, so on and so forth. Um, so I think they're going to do their best, and their whole objective, their whole goal is to show him in his best light. Oh, give me 1 second here. Y'all hear that timer? That's the Spotify. That's the Spotify. Hang on.
Yeah, J Love. Yeah, J Love said it too, Leaf Steve. He looks very stiff going a certain direction. And that is true. And that's why I think he's not throwing from that side, or he's not turning his hips to actually look to the right as his reads develop. So, but again, the dude had a Bo Jackson injury 5 months ago. So the fact that he's walking is pretty amazing.
And I just want to I'm not. I've grown up watching this guy do analysis for years and years and years, and sometimes he says most of the time he says things that are really dumb. And that's Mel Kiper, but he did say something, or he did give me kind of I guess a breakdown in terms of the timeline today, in essence of we go back 3, 4, 5 days ago, and all the talk was, Burrow and Tua. We look now in the last 2 days, last 2-3 days, all the talk has been Jordan Love, Herbert, and maybe Tua sliding down a little bit. I'm even hearing that a lot of teams are becoming impressed with Jacob Eason. I spent some time watching Herbert take on Wisconsin again. We rewatched that game this weekend, and I was like, he had 3 rushing touchdowns that game, and I'm like, this kid just has a good feel. He just has a good feel for the game and for what's happening. I know I was critical about his throws and that he was a little bit too cocky and a little bit too confident during the combine. I think that there could be other options that teams could look at outside of Tua. I don't know, because of the hip injury, and that hip injury being the exact same hip injury. But I could give 2 fucks about the ankle procedures, because those ankle procedures are procedures that happen to practically every player at Alabama now. So I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about, though, is that hip injury. That hip injury being the exact same hip injury that one great Bo Jackson, Bo knows, had.
His team claimed it was not as bad, but his team claimed it was not as bad. That's how I take it. Where it's like, I don't see other doctors saying it wasn't the same. I see you and your agent saying that. So I don't care what your dad says. I want to hear what doctors have to say.
Exactly, and we're not getting those words from teams. He has already failed a physical, but then he has also passed multiple physicals to the one failed. So I mean, he's going to do his thing in the NFL. Miami, I don't blame Miami if they take a chance on him. I don't know if any other team.
Yeah.
I think other teams in the NFL are going to be better off with them going to get someone else.
Yep. And we kind of just jumped into the next topic. Like, I think you made your take that you do like Herbert a lot. I think Herbert's the guy that he has by far, if you look at his physical abilities, he has Josh Allen like upside nearly. That dude's an athlete.
Yeah.
Raw, amazing athlete. So if you're going to take a chance on a guy who might not be as developed as you'd like, because, I mean, it's harder for me to give him the pass that he'll learn the game, because he played 4 years of college football. He played. He was the guy. You could say Josh Allen was not as much of a quarterback for a while. He got into football later. So, yeah, he's going to learn the game now as he's playing in the NFL even. But Herbert just physically, I think there's GMs that are like, I could do something with this kid. He's an athlete. He is Big Ben 2.0. If I make him, if I make him the right mindset early, and I can see how I would say half the GMs right now would probably lean if they had to be in that pick area for Herbert. And I could see the ones there now saying this upside for Herbert's probably the best in the draft, and I'm
Yeah,
going to get this out of him.
yeah. I mean,
But the draft's an upside thing, so
Herbert, a guy as
I don't think he's the best prospect. By the way, I think
no,
when you play 4 years of college football and still have these errors when reading defenses, it's probably not ideal to draft him that early. But I could see teams saying we could fix him, and I could see them easily skipping over
Herbert.
Tua.
Herbert reminds me of that quarterback that he's not that quarterback that comes in and changes your organization. He's that quarterback that comes in and does just that, play quarterback. And what I mean by that is he's going to manage the game really well. He's going to win. He's going to win you some ball games. But those ball games aren't going to be necessarily have to be won on him. Is more, even though he had done that, against Wisconsin, but he reminds me of that quarterback that, hey, let's take the Rams for example. Go get me Brandon Cooks, go get me Robert Woods. I need Cooper Kupp. I need Todd Gurley in the back. Go get me like talent, and that talent's gonna make me look good.
Yeah, he's like an early. For me, your best case scenario if you get him is an early Big Ben.
Mm.
Develop him, and eventually it becomes Big Ben's franchise. I think that's what his best case scenario is. Because for some reason, I don't know how you play that much college football and still make some of the errors a lot of experts are saying that he keeps making. I don't know if it's just the fact that he's not being coached well there or he's not comfortable running a college system, but I think he has a base where like this talent is just something where I can fix the mental side. You
I mean,
cannot teach his physical abilities.
I
Yeah,
mean, you look at it even. I mean, we could compare, quarterback to quarterback, in terms of the college standpoint and draft prospects. In that Jordan Love, I mean, the kid had some picks this year. Now I get that a lot of those picks,
yeah.
he had lost a lot of talent. He didn't have the same talent, and that's the main excuse that a lot of people are making for him.
Those picks came against teams that were much more talented than his receivers
Yeah,
could handle. So he threw those balls up because he's like, I can't do anything else. I have one read that I like, and this guy's corner is better than my best read. I'm doing something with this football. But again, I like quarterbacks who Matt Ryan did that too. Threw a lot of picks his senior year because they lost all the talent they had the year before in
yeah.
college. And I don't know what you like put in terms of the stock of someone's opinion on this guy, but Jordan Palmer said it for him it is Burrow, because he's biased. He works with the guys. He's worked with all the top guys besides Tua for obvious reasons because Tua can't do as much physically. But he said Love is the second guy off the board in everyone's opinion if they're smart. Love is the second best quarterback by far in this draft. There's no debate. And I was like, he's a smart dude. He wasn't a good quarterback, but he knows quarterbacks, and he knows where teams draft quarterbacks, so he could be right.
Exactly. I mean, hell, a lot of some of the greatest coaches of just any sports or any sports franchise may not have been the greatest in their career, but when they step on that floor and it's time to coach, they're impactful guys just because they know the game in and out.
It's common that the younger sibling or the worst sibling is the better coach for many reasons. You
Carson
see it
was
all the time in
a
sports
better
where like,
quarterback, and Jordan was ass.
but he knows, but he's a guru. So it's a lot of times you see like if you see siblings who like are a little bit worse, they become more media or coaching based, and they're just better at it, and they transition out of it, and they become more successful than their brothers long term because Jordan has a career, man. Like
Unless
that
you're
dude
David
is gonna be
Carr,
a guru for a long time. Good for him.
unless you're David Carr, you're just a fucking bonehead
You're
on
a
the
fifth
field,
string Fox TV analyst for
dude.
Boise State versus Utah.
A complete fucking just. I can't stand David Carr. I'm putting it out
You
there.
just hate the man bun.
Him attacking JMO recently, I didn't really like that. Like I'm like, so you're gonna attack someone that fucking threw for 5,000 fucking yards? I get that he threw 30 picks. He threw for 5,000 fucking yards. When have you ever thrown for 5,000 yards, David? Ever?
College? Not even that. You think
I don't even know. No, like at least JMO, like
you mean Derek Carr, by the way.
or Garrett.
No, he said David Carr 2016 was good, like in caps. I was like, I think you mean
Oh,
Derek. I mean, yeah, David. Yeah, my
yeah,
bad.
no, fucking no. The David Carr is an asshat. Derek for the Raiders, do your
Derek
thing.
is good. Yes.
Yeah, do your thing, Mr. Fresno State. But yeah, no, David's the fucking complete asshat. No, dude, I'm not a fan of the dude. I mean, and then he acted all arrogant after he beat Trubisky in that little target tournament. It's like cool,
Yeah.
like you can fucking throw an accurate ball, bro. Like these dudes are in the NFL, like, and they're getting hit like daily. Like, come on.
Yeah, I feel like in general, like the Fox TV crew of like Brady Quinn, Matt Leinart, Carr, is like the rejects of transferring to the NFL in a way, as well as even like
Bro.
even Reggie in a way. Seeing it, I was like, when I think of Reggie, I don't think of the Saints Super Bowl. I always think of USC, even though he doesn't exist and never played at USC, according to the NCAA. But
Bro, fucking Brady Quinn was the biggest heartbreak bust ever. I was like, he's gonna get in the NFL and ball. And I think I was like a junior in high school back then.
What is worse than his college story? He played Ohio State, and his sister's boyfriend broke his leg by sacking him in a game that she was at.
Bro, you know how much that has to. Hey,
it's so good because AJ Hawk married his sister. Because AJ Hawk married his sister, and he broke his leg. And he broke his leg in front of his girlfriend. So his girlfriend saw her boyfriend break her brother's leg, and it was such a good moment.
It's like, hey, not only my stuff.
And that was peak Notre Dame hate too. That was peak like Notre Dame sucks, they're overrated. And that's what made it so much better. Where it's like really like you have all these signs of like it's Hawk versus Quinn, and then he broke his future brother-in-law's leg.
Bro, not only my stuff and your sister, but I showed him a bigger man than you.
Oh yes, much bigger. Because Hawk's a giant.
Yeah, dude, Hawk is a freaking giant. By the way, much respect to AJ Hawk. I love the fact that this man lights up a fucking cigar every day during.
Is it just a cigar? Is the dude just that chill?
I do not think that it's just a cigar. I'm like, all right, like, cause casual, like me being a dad, right? Like, no casual dad just. All right, guys. I know that we just completed your quarantine homeschooling. I'm gonna go down to the basement. We'll close the door. No one come down here, and I'm gonna talk to Pat. And I'm gonna have this gigantic fucking torch. And like, no, I don't think that it's just a cigar. I think that he's a fan of cigar culture, and I think
he has a little bit of this on the side once they get a break. I think they don't want to have like alcohol on stream, but I think he's like going to the sides, being like, "Oh, we're good."
Well, I mean, they the whole reason why they do that show is so that they're able to curse, because I mean, Pat's not able to do so on air because of fucking
the FTC.
The FTC won't let me be.
Yeah, sorry. I don't get that. It's the internet. I guess DAZN pays him, which it's hilarious because he can't have that show on YouTube based on DAZN's contract, and he's ignored them.
No, because they're recording a Sirius show at the same time. He's on Sirius. He's on DAZN. He's on YouTube.
Which YouTube's his biggest following by far, which is great for him because he could keep that.
Yeah, and it's like the YouTube is all his. Like it's all his, So I mean, they do the McAfee and Hawk, and then boom, boom, boom.
That's a better show than his actual show by far. I don't watch his main stuff anymore. I can't watch his morning show.
Yeah, once we started McAfee and Hawk, I was like, back. Like, we're gonna actually see you in your natural form. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's get into this next topic here. Fucking goddamn it, Pat McAfee, you gotta freaking.
Monday Night Football job. Next. Everyone else turned it down.
You got a fucking 5-minute plug on my goddamn show. Congratulations to you, boss man. Good job. I'm never gonna get that back. The Colts new logo. I mean, as long as we are talking about.
Hey guys, did Robbie die in the stream on you? Hey Leaf Steve, can you hear me at least? Okay, Robbie's frozen. Hey Leaf Steve, can you hear me? Okay, cool. Yep, Robbie, I'll have to get back in.
All right.
Yep. You're good.
I must have accidentally clicked the X,
Yeah.
but yeah, my fault. But as long as we're on the topic of Indianapolis, Indiana, we gotta, I guess, talk about this new logo. This shit is crazy. So the Colts, they got a new logo over the
I
week.
think it looks great, by the way. I really do like it.
I like it. I think our show is a show of fucking unpopular opinion.
But they took it from a high school team.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck them. They'll live.
But the high school team apparently is not happy about it. So what they should do is...
High school's not happy about a damn thing right now. They don't even have school right now. Just live.
But here's the opposite, man. An NFL team thought your logo was cool enough to model theirs off of. That's pretty awesome. So I think there should be some props to that.
But and the NFL's going to make money off of that logo.
Yeah.
And that high school team is getting jack shit in royalties.
And no football next year, most likely, because everything's
and no graduation this year. How does that even work? How do you even get in college? Like, if you're a senior, you can't walk this year. Like, what the fuck?
You go straight to the NFL. Those kids in little Indianapolis. You're going to have a dude go straight to the NFL.
Oh, my gosh. But no, I mean, so the Colts' new logo, and I'm going to just kind of break it down for those that may or may not be able to see it here. Oh, Colts accused of ripping off new logo. Oh, well, this is the topic right here. Oh, well, they definitely fucking ripped that off. That's a hardcore ripoff.
You saw the video? You saw the comparison?
Hang on. I'm going to share this on the screen right here, right now.
Yeah, it looks quite similar, to say the least.
Hang on, guys. So it's because of shit like this that YouTube has copyright laws. Look at this. Look at what these clowns did.
Yeah, that's the local high school, like very close to their stadium, apparently. So
that's an exact Xerox copy.
This looks the Colts kind of have like a nail the letter onto the wall type look, though. This one looks like they're the Irish or the Leprechauns or something. I know what you mean. Yeah, no, it's a ripoff, complete ripoff.
It's a complete ripoff. Like you can't do all of that right there.
Well, Leaf Steve said something though. That if they didn't trademark it, you can. And I bet that a high school would trademark it because you can't make profit. You have to go put it all back to the school. So many don't even bother to trademark it.
You're right.
Because nobody pockets anything, so it's like, don't take the time.
Oh man.
But you should probably give props to the original designer of that. It's probably some like high school like sophomore or something at one point who drew that. And here she's like, hey, I drew that. That's a new Colts logo from 10 years ago.
So if high schoolers
does put it in a tweet.
Yo, high schoolers, the next time that your school asks you to create said logo for your school, like this, I wish my brain was on hustle mode in high school, but it was on hustle mode for different purposes. I was in hustle mode for business, legal business back then, because what I would have done, I would have been like, yeah, I can't draw, but I'm gonna hire the person that can draw. You're gonna draw it, and we're gonna trademark this shit. And I want the booster program to pay me 20% of high school ticket sales. I would have owned like that. From that, I can picture that between me and Mr. Nichols, my high school principal, and that going down. Me, Mr. Nichols, Mr. Copeland, who was the vice principal, like that shit would have not gone down. We had Mr. Strickland, who was like one of the old whites, like, and he would have just been like, "Oh hell no, he's definitely trying to hustle us." Like, I went to a school like in Virginia, which is like the South. So like, oh man, high schoolers. Next time your school holds a draw the mascot competition, finagle the fuck out of them.
Or this happens, and your drawing becomes the cult icon, and you can't even claim it. So
exactly. Look, Robbie's just here to teach you business. I mean, we don't just talk about sports here. We don't just bullshit here.
But that is pretty cool for everyone to hear that, though. Someone could say they partly inspired the Colts logo, which is pretty awesome.
Some sophomore right now is just sitting back pissed.
Or from like 10 years ago, he's like, goes to a game, it's like, oh, can I get some tickets for that? Like, kind of designed this.
Colts finger ripoff logo. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break down what the Colts new logo is supposed to mean, other than the fact that it's a complete and total sham. The C is taken from our new word mark and provides an evolved, more modern look. Is that so? That's definitely not grommets. Grommets. The 7 grommets mirror those found on our iconic and timeless horseshoe. Okay. The shape of Indiana outline. The outline of Indiana is carved out inside the sea. Honor our home state and community, which you ripped off from a high school. We get it. Damn, dude. That is like sketchy looking, eerily similar. I mean, hell, could be worse. You could be the Rams and have a dick in your logo. That always sucked. But yeah, I mean, so the Colts, they have a new logo. It just seems like right now everyone's getting new logos, new uniforms. Is it just like the new decade thing, I guess? New decade, new look.
Is there a new contract coming up where they're recently signed a deal a couple years ago for New Jersey sponsorships? So like maybe who has the NFL jerseys, Adidas or Nike?
I think Nike has them right now.
When did Nike take over?
Oh, dude, they took over like I remember that's forever ago, dude.
I know Cleveland specifically went back to their traditional jersey color with the brown, white, and white letters. So they went back to like the 90s with their design.
And the Colts are getting new uniforms. The Jets just got new uniforms last year. Atlanta and now Tampa have new unis.
Sadly, Atlanta decided to go the stupid 3-letter out. I hate that look.
You don't like? All right. So here's
it works because the ATL is the name. It just looks so weird to have that little compact thing and like the rest of the jersey not covered.
But ATL is the hip hop.
It is, yeah.
Like name, like nickname for it. So I mean, how are you? And that's kind of the culture behind Atlanta right now. It's really
they have the best music coming out right now for sure.
Yeah, so I mean
Florida too, but Southern hip hop probably is the most developing and quickest chart hitting music right now.
Look, I'm mad at Florida for what they're doing with this whole fucking wrestling bullshit that they got going on. First, you can't handle spring break properly. Now you guys still got wrestling going on. I'm done with the state of Florida. Florida is wild.
You have Kodak.
Yeah, they got Kodak Black. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm done with Florida, bro.
Kodak Black. I did nothing wrong. We found a bullet casing with your DNA evidence shot at a building with kids in it.
They got Melly. Like, no, I'm done with Florida, bro. I'm done with Florida. Florida's too reckless for me. Florida, they got gators, man. Florida, they got, and here's my thing. Like,
dudes go up, knock their golf ball away from the gator, be like, get away. Oh, dude, run. Just run. They're like, oh, we're used to it. Gators come here in this lake all the time.
Bro, here's the thing. The gators walk around. Like, I'm from DC. We have wild animals, too. Their names are crackheads. Completely different. All right.
Equally violent, though, and equally dangerous.
But equally violent, equally as dangerous. And fuck that. Like, the fact that Florida has both alligators and crackheads that walk around, I'm done. I'm scared. I'm scared of fucking Florida, bro. I am completely...
Also...
Florida's canceled. Florida's canceled, bro.
Hey, man, think about this. Anthony Smith, did you hear about his fight with the intruder?
No, but okay. I guess that happened in Florida, huh?
I think so, yes. So there was his 4 daughters, his mother-in-law, and his wife were all in the house. He left the garage door open, fell asleep, and apparently some dude was breaking stuff, walking around, and went into his house. 22-year-old, 23-year-old dude, like 150 pounds, just coked up. So he took him down. He's like, I have 2 minutes here. This guy's probably armed. Anthony Smith even said on Ariel Hardy's show, I have 2 minutes. I'm probably going to get killed. I can make it out. It's the question. Because he thought he was armed. So he kept elbowing the dude in the face, and the dude wouldn't stop. And the dude was just, there's blood all over the wall, all over the floors. Like, he's dripping blood. And basically, it was 5 minutes, and he's like, he told his mother-in-law, all right, this is getting ridiculous. This dude's just, he's manic. You're not going to stop him. It does not matter what happens. He's too high, and he ended up getting beat up, like brain swelling. He's in a coma because he got hit elbow in the face for 10 minutes straight by a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
So he told his mother-in-law, okay, give me a knife. I'm going to hold it. Hold his legs, and I'm going to punch him in the face repeatedly until he stops. And the cop showed up and beat him up for like 5 more minutes until he just went numb, and the drug went off, and he was taking off like this with his head. And Anthony Smith's like, hey, dude, my bad. Did what I had to do.
Yep, that's fucking Florida. You know what Florida also has? You know what Florida also has that I don't like? That bitch Carol Baskin.
Oh, Robbie.
Oh, cheers, my fault, man. I just took it. That was too perfect. Yo, right when Triple M was like, OKC got Tigers, I was like, I already got a Tiger King joke. Lined up.
But Leafs D threw a Melly joke, so.
Yeah, they throw, yeah.
It's actually a good song, though. I have to say, it's actually a good song. Until you realize he actually did it.
Bro, so did you peep the NBA horse competition?
I did not. I kind of wanted to like watch just to see, but I was like, I don't know. It's probably like a watered down All-Star game, so I did not want to be disappointed.
Not even. This shit was awful. This shit was terrible. So first, no dunking allowed, of course, because there were, the elderly of the NBA. I'm sorry, the retired. I mean, Paul Pierce's old ass couldn't even fucking do a bunny hop there. Like, I don't even want to call it a jump. It was like a bunny hop, dog. Like he could barely fucking jump off the ground.
So like the last 10 years of his career.
Yeah. Tamika Catchings was getting fucked over with some of the worst, shots that she had to try and compete up against while playing against Mike Conley, who's got a goddamn indoor gym. It snowed here in Denver and somehow, here in Colorado Springs, and somehow where Chauncey Billups lives in fucking Highlands Ranch. I don't know. Maybe it's all the money that him and John Travolta and all the other people that have property in Highlands Ranch, they just suddenly made the fucking sun come out there. And so, yeah, that was bullshit. Like, nah. It was all terrible. The horse competition was ass, but I will call this Thursday probably. I plan to call some of that competition. I am interested to see how it turns out. Allie Quigley from what's that Chicago WNBA team name?
I know this. Not because I watch the sport. Chicago Sky.
Chicago Sky. You know
I
what?
don't watch it, but yes, I know that they win every year. They're good. That's all I know.
So here's the thing. I was gonna say that, but what was about to come out of my mouth was Chicago Sky Rockets. And I was like, but Chicago ain't got Rockets unless you count, the South Side, Chirac, So, I mean, I didn't want to say the wrong thing and be wrong. So I just shut the fuck up. And I was like, yo, hopefully Jake knows this. So the Chicago Sky, but yeah, she's the only WNBA player to make it. Parts of it were all right. I feel like Zach LaVine was the only one that took it competitively and was the only person that was creative in it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you're going to do this right, my reverse take is do an IG dunk contest where guys can spend as much as they want on their own hoops doing an impossibly hard dunk, and the fans rate it. Just do that. Something. It's like a dunk contest, though, for like guys who can be dunk contest guys as well. To do the hardest stuff they could do and really impress people instead of being safe in a competition setting. I think that's another way to do things where it's like show off these guys' abilities to be freakish athletes because that's what we watch the NBA for in a way.
I think I have two opinions. ESPN and NBA, you already air a celebrity basketball game. Let's make this an IG, like you just said, do the IG thing. And let's see if, what's his name, Tristan Jazz, Fami Los, all these dudes that are IG ballers. Let's put IG ballers against NBA players in a game of horse. And let's really see. I mean, because these people, all they do is just do trick shots for Instagram stories and likes.
Yeah. So
I mean, I would like to see that. I would enjoy seeing that. I don't like the cap on the rules. Like that whole no dunking thing. Like if I'm going out with my homies and I'm playing horse, and if I can dunk and someone else can't, I guess you catch this H, homie.
Okay, so it's like the lefty layup, right? For most people, or righty layup. It's like a weekend layup. Most people can't do that. Who don't play basketball like 3-4 times a week. So yeah, do a reverse weak-handed layup. I could easily do a right-handed reverse-handed layup, easy. And it's like I can tell most people in horse you have to go lefty reverse-hand layup. They can't do it, and I know that for a fact. So I just do that every time because it's something you never work on.
Exactly, bro. Freaking Allie Quigley, she reenacted the Pistol Pete joint. She sat down and shot, and she beat Chris, or she got to Chris Paul with that. Chris got an S with that. So I mean, certain parts of it were all right, but God, what a fucking awful production.
Yeah, well, there's a charity way to this too. If you think about a way of like you have the top dunkers in the world or top like just IG guys doing crazy shots, like Dude Perfect, whatever. It's like if you can't do this, 25,000 to my charity of choice.
All right. Dude Perfect's not allowed in the competition because they use science to make their shots. And I can't.
They also spend no props. This is just a really tough shot. They wouldn't have a freaking truck going 40 miles per hour with a hoop tied down to it. That's
we're gonna drive this dunk truck down a cul-de-sac driving this hoop, and I'm gonna stand on top of this roof here, and I'm gonna launch it, and I gotta make it from 60 feet. Like, fuck that.
My favorite one was like with Brody Smith and Ultimate Frisbee, dude, because I like watch Ultimate Frisbee trick shots. They had a boat with a like little basketball hoop go around in circles for hours while Brody Smith jumped off a bridge and threw a frisbee like 80 yards into it. And it's like, you know how much gas you wasted doing that? It's unbelievable to think you actually spent 5 days trying to make that shot. Good for you, by the way. Probably a lot of fun times and a lot of brews just hanging out, thinking about how you're going to make the shot one day.
people that do those like insane like trick shot videos, I'm like, where the fuck did you find all the materials to make like you know?
Yeah.
I get this. You may have just had the putter lying around somewhere, and you may play golf routinely, but how the fuck you putt it from the top of your stairs, and then it goes all the way around your house through your fucking laundry room? Like, yo, all the land in a fucking solo cup. Like people with their with the trick shots, or you know, whether it's basketball, golf. I follow one dude that he's actually from where I'm from. I didn't even fucking realize it. I'm gonna try and I might hit him on the DM on Instagram. We're gonna bring him on. I'm gonna see if I can bring him on. But this dude does like kicking competitions, and he just did one like extremely like crazy golf one that went like fucking viral over the last like 48 hours. These people that do this stuff, like
Dude Perfect started in a weird way, man. I mean, his first video was him jumping, being dumb after a night in college, jumping off his roof and breaking his leg, trying to throw a basketball into a hoop. And then then he gained a bunch of views for being an idiot on like stupidvideos.com. Then they're like, you got to make that shot now, and they're like, do this with your broken leg, and he just gained like millions of subs overnight. And then he got his friends involved. And so he was like OG YouTube and stupid videos, and just like blew up because they were making fun of him as a meme, and now he has a warehouse of sporting equipment.
dude,
Lives a life of trick shots. Good for him, by the way. Good hustle.
Yeah, that's the way that it works for like us little people on YouTube. Like one day we're here just chilling, fucking 5 people watching our shit, and the next thing you know, it's like randomly one day it's like, poof. It's like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, I had a buddy go from 3,000 recently. He's a gamer to 18,000 in a week.
Holy shit!
One algorithmic hit on Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild shield stat. The algorithm loved it and just gained so many subs. He gets like 800 views a stream. I was like, good for you. Like you just earned that.
It's gonna happen for us, brother. It's gonna happen for us. But no, the horse competition was all right at best, mediocre at best.
Stream some 80s basketball, you know, Bird versus Magic games nonstop.
I feel like the horse competition back in like the 80s and shit was like a lot more fucking entertaining than this BS.
Well, the NBA All-Star had one, right? They had a weird horse competition. It was pig or something, and they had tournaments with Kevin Durant.
No, wait, the NBA hadn't done one since I believe since like the early 80s, early 90s.
I'm looking at this. We'll go to the next topic, but I just want to. You could be right, actually.
Next topic. Good old. This is the very, 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 very first time. So actually, a lot of firsts have happened in this episode. We brought up the WWE in this episode.
We talked WNBA.
We did bring up the WNBA. Yo, shout out to my girl from Oregon. How do you say her last name? Sandra Ilisoka? I can't say her name, but hey, that's she bay. But yeah, we talked a little bit of WNBA. We do have one other topic in the UFC that we do need to discuss. That Colby Covington guy. Fucking Colby Covington. We're going to talk about him to close out the show. But we do have one topic here that actually was supposed to be the closing. We're going to make Colby the closing. Kenny Larson of NASCAR used a racial slur. Honestly, we're going to add some humor to this because the way that it fucking happened was kind of funny. Kenny Larson uses racial slur during NASCAR iRacing event. NASCAR at first suspended the driver. He then issued an apology that honestly was kind of like cookie cutter bullshit. It's like that's what you would say in this event. Like that's what you would say if you did this. He then issued an apology, but then today, before the show, he was fired from NASCAR. Like, the apology honestly doesn't really fucking matter, and I feel like that's why they fired him. It doesn't really matter in the essence that this sport, I feel like this sport has to have a no tolerance policy in terms of that shit, because this sport's already hurting for sponsors. Like, Tide's not going to want to fucking put their logo on your car, Kyle, when you run around and you call people niggers. Okay?
They would rather have kids eat their product than sponsor you.
Dude, thank you. You know, and let me just break down the way this happened. So did you see the video?
I heard it. I didn't actually watch the race, but I did hear it. Yeah.
All right. So this motherfucker, right? My man's, I don't even mean like my man's like we stay on the East Coast, like, you know, just like, yo, this motherfucker over here, like my man's type. Like my man's, you know how like you're gaming and, you know, you try and mic check and you're like, hey, can you hear me? You know? And so he's like, hey, can you hear me? Like the guy's like, yeah, you know, like, you know, they're like, you know, focus on the race or whatever, you know. And he's like, hey, fucking nigger, and like, bro, with the hard ER at the end and everything, and bro, like you, so picture it like you know how we set up our StreamYard, except like a whole 6 people.
Oh yeah.
It's like just 4 people, and bro. All 3 of them. You remember when fucking Kanye hit America next to Michael Myers during Hurricane Katrina shit, and he was like, George Bush does not like black people. When he hit America with that shit, and Michael Myers was like, like, bro, that's how everyone on this iRacing joint looked. Like they were like,
yeah.
Dog. Like they're like, hey, yeah, just so you know, bro, we can hear you. Like
everyone can hear you. This is not a mic check. Everybody can hear you.
Yeah, he was like, everybody can hear you. And then Kyle Larson just goes, oh fuck. Like, because like he already knew. He already knew. Like the fact that he literally goes, hey, can you hear me at the beginning? Like he thought it was funny. He's like, you know, I'm joking with all my NASCAR, you know, buddies and shit. Like,
but here's the thing: is that dude actually like white? He does not look white at all.
He's Japanese. He's white and Japanese. He's white and Japanese. Now here's my thing, because someone did bring that up.
I didn't know his race. That's what I was saying. I was like, that dude's not full white. I could already tell looking at him.
When you're a minority and you join NASCAR, like if you're a minority and you join NASCAR at the same time, you turn in your minority card.
Yes.
Like that shit is gone. Like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
it's the branding side of it. Because people were like, when I saw that, I was like, well, I can't say, even if he said it in an offending term, it is racist. Because he actually has that type of skin tone in his past. But it's NASCAR. You cannot have this in NASCAR. Like, there's no way it works, right? You have the one sport that can't find money.
Wait, Connor Berg with the fact. That man came up through the NASCAR diversity program. Ironic. Bro, this story gets funnier and funnier by the fucking moment. So they literally had a program that...
Even if you could say it culturally, don't say it when you're with us, because we don't want anybody thinking us Southern racers are racist.
Bro,
it's a bad move.
I just don't get it. Like I don't.
This is true. No, this is not an incorrect statement. Actually, if you watch any anime, you can look at Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z. It translates to black, basically. Yeah. So, yes, Toriyama from Dragon Ball Z is known to have some racial jokes in his content.
Bro, it was fucking hilarious, because it's like me personally, I grew up in an era where we're gaming on fucking PlayStation or Xbox. Like some little badass kids going, you know, he gonna let that one fly, you know. So like, you know, for me, I was like I understood the gaming culture, but then, you know, also, you know, me being you know, mixed, you know, and me being African American, I was like, oh shit, like bro, you just fucked up your career. But then also me growing up on Dave Chappelle, I was like, bro, like when I saw him do it, I was like,
Yeah.
like why, like it's different. It's different. You know, I was watching I was watching the not the Rose, yeah, it was the Rose Bowl. I was watching the Rose Bowl this past weekend. And, you know, a little bit of pushing and shoving had happened during that game. And one of the words that you heard was, you know, hey, you ain't shit. Beep, 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 beep. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but like, I think it's just different. It's just different. I want to point this out to all of our listeners and our viewers of not having melanin in y'all's blood. I just want y'all to know, Kyle Larson snitched on y'all. He's 6'9", y'all. We now know that y'all say it when we ain't around. We know that when y'all listen to
Every
rap
one of us
music,
nonstop. It flies, man. It flies.
we know that when y'all listen to rap music, West Coast. We know now. We know it's good.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Let's be real. Let's be real.
I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I know, but let's be real. Rogan still uses the word in sets.
Mm-hmm.
on his podcast all the time. Like, it is one of those things, like, yeah, it's not that we think he's like
No, that's exactly what it reminded me of. It was like the blind blacks and whites.
Yeah,
It reminded me of that Dave Chappelle skit. I was like, bro.
But yeah, let's be honest here. It is the branding. If it wasn't NASCAR, it's like, yeah, something stupid. NASCAR, no. No, just
the shit's hilarious. The shit's hilarious. You know, just because of like how it happened, like that timeline of events. No, we would never think that on here on this show that, you know, racism would you know be funny in any type of way or anything like that. So we want to make sure that we put that statement out. But goddamn,
that's the one sport, man. One sport you don't have any participants in. You cannot say that.
Well, we're trying to keep you guys sane, safe, and sanitized. You gotta admit, that's comedy. That's comedy right there. Like, you know, Nick Howard said when he left his wife in the Dave Chappelle skit, yeah, I found out that she was a blubber. Oh my God. Last topic for this episode, guys. Episode 20. We are almost through a full fucking first season of the Rum Report. Season 2 will kick off. Season 2 of the Rum Report. I plan on starting that like May. Yeah, May will actually be when we start season 2. So I mean, fuck, like, you know, Nick Howard's in the chat right now. Jake here. Like, I appreciate you two guys. You know, oh fuck, son. I appreciate our graphic designer Brian. I didn't think that when I started this project, I did not fucking think that this shit was gonna last 20 episodes. Like, let alone like we got 2 more and then we're into season 2. Yeah, like the fact that we actually organized something, we actually put a product together, packaged it, gave it to the people at the cost of free $99, and we just got a kick-ass product that we pump out. You know, it's pretty fucking awesome. So I mean, I'm really proud of this project. The Rum Report is like, just like Rumboyz After Dark is one of my babies, except this is gonna have seasons to it and shit like that. So yeah, just want to say that's crazy. Final topic here for episode 20 of the Rum Report. Dude, Colby Covington trying to get into the WWE? What the fuck? Did you hear about this?
I did. He said 2021. And it kind of would make sense for him in a way. He's a great fighter, but he'll be 32 by then. Fighters don't at that. If you're under 185, you usually don't stick around past 32 in the UFC in any good prime. Is that fair to say? At that point, if you're under 185, so like the 170 down weight classes, it's hard to really keep that weight cut going past 30, 31 years old. The body just changes to that point. You just can't do it anymore. And is that fair to say?
No, that's absolutely fair.
And the money he's made with this brand is great. I don't think he should do it for one reason. He doesn't realize that these athletes, I don't know if I can call them athletes, but these performers take more bumps in a week than he takes in a year. And I get it's not predetermined, and I get the sparring hits to the body with headgear. But the travel, you wake up at 6 a.m. in a hotel room after getting to the hotel room at 3 a.m. You have a show when it's in full swing without this quarantine thing going on. I think all these guys who say they love it actually hate it. If they actually had to do it.
Fucking asshole, Nick. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the humbles and girls want to do dilly. Keep going, Jake.
But yeah, I just don't see. Again, I don't think there's any chance he does it 2021 for one reason. Colby is a top 5 draw in the UFC right now. Why would he go to Vince McMahon where he can't brand himself and Vince McMahon owns every merchandise sale he has?
Because I feel like
him or not, it does not make sense for him to go yet. He'll be a performer in that brand soon. Maybe not that brand, but he'll be a wrestler. I could see it. He has a character for it, but yeah, it's just he's still a draw in the UFC. He's still top 5 in terms of sales. People still know his name. He's still popular. Why would he do it now? It does not make sense.
So hear me out. Colby likes the fact that he can go in there and portray a character. When I first heard this story, I immediately thought through all of Colby's recent press conference antics, especially in the Usman fight.
Yeah.
And the show, in terms of not what happened in the ring, we're talking about the show outside of the ring. He did really good at that. I hated the role that he played.
And he also had a great fight, by the way, with the whole thing. Great performance.
It was a great fight. It was a great fight. Leafs is right. He has to work on his promo work. My thing is that
that's the thing. He's cringy, and it's funny cringy on purpose. He wears like $8 suits and everything else. But
he's funny cringy, but then on top of that, it's like he just does shit like for attention, you know. Whereas like in wrestling, they're doing shit for attention, but it's part of their storyline. You know. Like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't beat or didn't fucking pour cement into fucking Vince McMahon's car, you know, for no fucking reason. It was part of his character. It was part of his storyline. You know. I don't. Given our current climate with politics and shit like that, like Kobe, I don't think you should really go in the WWE with that, especially with them big ass.
He's still a draw in the UFC. People want to see him fight. Why would he do it now? It does not make sense.
Like you can,
but this is true with him, and it's hilarious to think this, by the way. But with Colby and that whole press conference and that crazy tour he had, you have to take into account one thing: he owned the merchandise. He made money on that fight. And when he went in and said, "I'm the A side," and Kamaru Usman can't draw money if you gave him a green crayon and a white piece of paper, which is hilarious, and that made everybody laugh and embarrassed Usman for days. Again, Usman won the fight, great. Overall, though, that is off the top of his head. He can't be creative with Vince McMahon. He's going to control Colby and make him this whatever character.
Yeah.
And Colby is a funny dude on his own. I don't think he can be like in a system where you make his character for him. He seems like a carefree guy that and maybe too creative for the WWE. Do you agree? I think he's in his own mind wants to build his own thing, and he can't do that with Vince McMahon in his back. We need to get this angle done. It does not work.
Yeah, exactly. Kobe, he just like Kobe likes to talk cash shit on Kobe's terms. You know. Also, with that being said, and with that being
again, part time, do it. If it's like in 10 years, 5 years, part time, do it for sure. It'd be
Or
hilarious,
even
but
if you
not
just
now.
even if you just like fucking Snoop pulled up for a fight once. Like even if you just pull up for a fight,
Yeah,
for a match.
yeah.
Here and there, I won't call them fights because not real fights. But even if you pull up for a match, here and there. One of the things that maybe could kind of sum up. We opened up the show. We talked about kind of the very first time in history that, like I said earlier, NASCAR's been brought into our show and WWE have been brought into our show.
And WNBA.
Yeah, and WNBA. Do you think that maybe the UFC seeing products like Ronda Rousey, Colby Covington, and possibly many more names going over to the WWE, one, because they can still get that adrenaline rush of like running and trying to tackle someone, and it's fake, just like when you were a kid wrestling, back and forth with your brothers and sisters. Maybe do you see them maybe losing people to go there, or losing like some big names to go over there? You think maybe the UFC could incorporate some of the antics, the theatrics,
Yeah.
but then still keep the organic side of the sport?
So there is a way to do it, and I think the UFC has kind of implemented it. Like, people think Masvidal is just a cold dude, arrogant. His character is kind of very similar to an opposite of Colby, but you could tell like they have like the same end goal. Like, they'd be a great thing, and they are exaggerating it. Neither's like the way they are, right? They're just different people in real life, and they pick the character up. Especially Masvidal, his character is so different. Like, if you see him in front of like people he's comfortable with, he definitely puts an act on. He has a Scarface gimmick going on, but that's for a fight, and that's for a press conference, right? So Dana says, yeah, get your character, get your branding up there, and we can get you in the big fights and get you in title contention because it's entertainment. The UFC should have Ultimate Fighting Entertainment Championship. Honestly, they can't say that because they don't admit it, but there's a lot of entertainment factor there. The issue is, I don't know how Dana can get around making it uncringy to have fancy entrances, lights, fire going off when the fighters enter for a real fight. That's all they're missing, really. Because these characters make it themselves. It's like, I don't want to see firecrackers in the air when McGregor enters the octagon. I want to see him angry.
I love seeing Adesanya with his like dance crew. Like,
yeah.
Like, I fucking love that shit.
But that's
like,
him. It's not choreographed like there's fireworks in the background. There's like pyro everywhere. Like, I don't need that. It's a fight. You don't need to make it WWE when they enter the octagon.
Even boxing, like I love seeing the Gypsy King. I love seeing the Gypsy King toe it out on like the goddamn like throne and shit. Even though
it does not feel like a fight after that, though. I'm like, is this real? I don't know. Like, I think to myself, this feels so wrestling to me, and I think the UFC's done a good job of staying away from that, where it's like they can have their characters, Masvidal and Colby have their characters for their fight personality in the media, but like, come on, we don't need pyro. We don't need fancy entrances. We don't need lighting. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day,
to fight in a cage. Like, do you really need anything fancy?
At the end of the day, when you crawl through those ropes, when that cage gets locked behind you, you're a boxer at that point. You're a fighter at that point. At the end of the day, you're really having to run out there and go and punch somebody. One of the greatest stories I've ever heard recently in the history of boxing is the story of Evander Holyfield and his very first fight. And he tells the story on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing about how like the coach was like, for his very first fight, of course, as a kid, a child, as Chad Johnson, I say, a child. Hey, just go across the other side of that ring, meet that kid in the middle of the ring, and punch him in the nose. Yeah. And he did. And then the kid started crying. And then Evander was like, what just happened? He thought that he might have been in trouble, of course, as a young, impressionable kid. And they're like, no, like,
nope. You're on your way to be a world champ, kid.
That's and that was the exact quote that his trainer gave him.
I heard this, yeah.
Yep. So I mean, when I think about that and I hear that, and also coming from my path, coming up, coming up fighting, there's something organic about actually being a fighter and actually taking real contact.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
you're gonna
don't get
tell
me
these
wrong.
dudes to walk into an octagon. This is your thing. Here's the plan. You interact with them, talk trash. By the way, you're actually gonna fight this dude. No, your idea is on. I'm gonna fight this dude. Like you're not gonna have a planned
Yeah.
entrance. Like,
You know, like I'll hype it up. I'll hype up the fact that
yeah, I'll build my
I'm
character. I'll be Masvidal, Scarface impersonator. I'll be crazy and have fun and like build a brand. But like, you're not going to have this. When you go to the octagon, do this. No, I have to fight somebody. Like, my mind's on getting hit in the face and not getting knocked out. Like, I don't think I should be
yeah.
worrying about how to hype
I
a
mean,
crowd.
and maybe that's what makes, you know, both boxing and I know the
That's why I
boxing.
hated the freaking entrances for Fury and Wilder. I'm like, come on, this is too much. The guys are fighting, and they have freaking like fake thrones
But
and armor
boxing
in a suit of armor.
boxing needs something right now,
Yeah,
and like especially, you know, like UFC. I feel like we're both on the same page. UFC, you don't need the fucking theatrics, but boxing. Here's the thing with boxing right now. Okay, there is so much amazing fucking talent. Excuse me, talent in the sport. I'll drop names right now. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Javante Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Steve Lomachenko. Like, bro, I got five
Crawford,
right there. Jamal Crawford, bro.
Terrence, by the way,
Or yeah,
Jamal's
Bud Crawford. He goes by Bud,
yeah,
but yeah, Terrence Crawford.
yeah,
Terrence Crawford.
Canelo, obviously,
Yeah, Canelo Alvarez.
Triple G,
Fucking
yeah,
yeah, Triple G. Like the sport has so many fucking guys that need support and need attention. I feel that we should put attention on, and because boxing is one of the oldest fucking sports, I feel like, you know, like baseball, one of the oldest sports. You know, boxing is suffering from the same thing as baseball. It's not that, you know, baseball. Yes, we can all agree it's pretty much fucking boring. But where boxing differs is it's actually pretty entertaining, but it just has this fucked up reputation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say the best entrance I saw in boxing the last couple years was when Terrence Crawford fought in his hometown and walked out to "We're gonna hurt you," and the
Yeah.
whole crowd got involved, and he just walked through the crowd blindly, not acknowledging them, and they were like patting him on the shoulder, looking at the guy down, cussing him out, and literally putting this dude's life in his hands. Like he's like, "I'll end it if I have to," and that's what it was, and it was so organic. I'm like, it could be
Boxing is
this if you get
different.
this done right. It's just
Boxing is different in that respect because
it's so rare. It was a very UFC like entrance to me. I was like, this is it. This is what you have when a hometown fighter comes home. When McGregor fights in Ireland, like
yep,
this is what I like.
when Faber fights in Sacramento.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like boxing's like big event Vegas when a bunch of rich people go there and want to get drunk before and have fun. They don't really care about the fight. You know, like I feel like that's what a boxing is. It's a big like I'm famous so I have to go here because people think they want to buy this.
It shouldn't be. What boxing should find a way to scale back and become more of a spectator sport. You know, right now, and I think that in a really fucked up way, that's why Florida was like, wrestling, you're essential.
Maybe
Because
the 25 million from Linda helped out a little bit, but yeah, I would agree. It's one of those things. It would have happened if there was no center there, and they were always all in on the sport, on the craft. I'm not gonna. I can't call wrestling a sport. I'm sorry, it's not. It is an entertainment craft.
yeah, it's I don't know, man. We're fucking tricky times. We're sitting here trying to dissect how boxing come back and be back to when it was great. To me, I feel like it's great. That's one of the things I've always wanted to push out to people is that, you know, this sport is still fucking awesome.
There's one way to do it, by the way, and it will never happen. Get rid of one of the big promotions. You have three. I get it. It used to be WBC and and what's the one for ESPN right now?
Fucking Top Rank.
Top Rank, yeah. Those are the two. Now you have the zone that has two big fighters in Canelo and AJ, which is a problem, right? Because you have two fighters there, two fighters here, two fighters here that all need to fight each other.
Oh, and then PBC
Well,
on Fox. Don't forget PBC.
oh yeah. So you have Wilder's the big one. Wilder and Ruiz are PBC. But yeah,
No,
you have those.
it's Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder's PBC for sure.
And also the Charlo brothers. The Charlo brothers are PBC.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck
but yeah,
that.
you have 4 promotions, so it's like you see 2 promotions agree. Why can't I get my guy here? And it's just a corrupt thing where it's like money. Who's going to invest? And the brands come in. They're like, here's our budget. Make it big.
Bro.
So the UFC, despite how terrible they decide to promote the fights in a way of like, okay, this is good, but like the fighters aren't getting paid. Or they're not getting enough because they're under one thing. Well, the UFC has all the best fighters in the world in that locker room.
Dude,
so you can say the best of the best wins.
For
boxing, I could say they won't win. I could say the 2 best fighters, in my opinion, will not fight. AJ and Fury might not fight because promotional business, and it's awful.
Bro, and that's bullshit because I mean, look at honestly. I hope a deep boxing enthusiast finds this. That's why the Charlo brothers.
They have Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez, and they're YouTube boxing. Like they have the 2 biggest boxers in the world right now. They're 2 of the 3 biggest boxers in the world, and you don't even know that.
There is no reason why the Charlo brothers have had, to me, like somewhat of an easy road as they have. Like them boys ain't faced Shakur. Them boys ain't facing Shakur. They're not facing fucking Vasile. So that's the problem. Earl Spence, great fucking boxer, really
future
fucking
talented. Watch that dude fight so many times. I'm like, this dude a champ in the waiting. He's a baby-faced mini Tyson in how he fights.
Bro, he reminds me of Tyson, but are we gonna get him the big fucking fights?
Nope, because he fights for the wrong thing, and all the great fighters in his weight class are in the other division. So.
Or with the other promotions, or with a different promotion,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Top Rank is not where you want to be right now if you're a smaller weight class. He and Loma both know that. That's why he might go to fight Loma. He might jump up just to get a big fight, which I do not want him to go up and fight Loma right now. Please don't. You're like 24 years old. Don't do it yet. But
here's the thing when you fight Loma, okay? And Lomachenko is so unique. In the essence of I've seen mixed martial artists, seen boxers, and Loma, he's so technical. He's one of the most technical fighters that I've ever seen. There are only 2 other fighters that I've seen that are as elusive as he is. And actually, no, 3. I'm sorry. He is just as elusive. Vasily Lomachenko is just as elusive as a Yota Machida in the UFC world, a Adesanya in the UFC world, even though Adesanya still walks with a little bit of damage when he does get hit. He is as elusive.
He bleeds easy.
Yep,
he definitely bleeds super easy and bruises up.
And here's the real big comparison that I have with Lomachenko that I hope, like I said, I hope boxing enthusiasts finds this, and I hope it kind of grinds your gears. But the man is just as elusive as Floyd Mayweather. Not the same defense, because he doesn't have to put himself in the shot.
I could say that. He's been knocked down once, though.
Once.
Floyd lost a tooth and bled once. So, and he's also had, well, actually, I don't know. I can't really document Loma's fights because he was an amateur for so long. He didn't really start till he was like 29 professionally, so.
That's another thing, too. We're starting to see a lot of boxers, Lomachenko did it. Andy Ruiz, a big one, who is a proponent of taking as many amateur fights as possible so that when you get to that next level, yeah, I can drop fucking Anthony Joshua because it's just been so repetitive and so embedded. I don't even know how the fuck we got this deep into boxing.
It started with like making UFC kind of more
wrestling and yeah, and
more entertaining brand, but the brand is dudes are fighting each other. People don't like this person they're fighting, or they don't like the person who's fighting the person in the octagon, and it's just an organic crowd reaction. And the fighters like to be booed and cheered. That's
I think we found a way to bring boxing back on this episode.
it. Won't
That's
happen
really
though.
special.
We have the old whites. We have Bob Arum, who's the oldest,
Dude,
as the biggest promoter in the world. So,
bro, I don't even think that
send
fucking
on that one, man. We have the
yeah,
oldest in the world.
bro.
He's like
I
86
don't
years
even
old.
think dude, I don't even think Tommy Hearns runs his own account on Instagram. I don't think the Hearns run their own accounts on Instagram. I think they pay someone because the
It's
Hearns are
insane.
so rich. Hey guys, listen really quick. This has been a beautiful fucking episode.
Yep. And
We
I'd
have
like to say one more
gone.
thing.
What's
So,
up, bro?
Kendrick Lamar's Damn turned 3 years old today.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't even feel like it didn't even feel like 3 years ago I was telling people to sit down and be humble. But we're gonna do this one actually to wrap up episode 20. Season 1's not wrapped up yet. We do have 2 more episodes of season 1. But we're gonna do this one real fucking like special. This is like the first episode. We've had a lot of firsts. WNBA, fucking WWE, NASCAR got brought up. We touched on every single sport in all of sports pretty much. We even brought up fucking baseball in Korea at one point in time. I love that. I appreciate you guys. I think you guys were chilling and tuning in. This was a really 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 good one, honestly. Especially for us being in quarantine, bro. Being on lockdown, we still came with some good quality content. I think the people are gonna love this episode. Do you have anything for anyone? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add? You've been with the company a hot minute, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate people watching. Love the 2K. Will not be on Friday, but Saturday is a potential, depending on the logistics of this. So definitely be in.
Yeah.
I'm most likely in Saturday, so we'll figure this out.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and break it down to people what we all got coming up. Friday, Rumboyz After Dark. You guys already know what it is. You got to get up with us. Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the same time it's always been. Last week for our Saturday show, we did the mock draft 1.0, the fantasy football mock draft 1.0. 2.0 is not going to come out until after the draft, so just relax on that one, guys. We're going to have 2.0 coming out for you. This Saturday, what we are going to do for you is we are bringing the Quarantine Online beer pong tournament. It's going to be pretty fucking lit, honestly. We saw Nelk Boys and MGK do it. They did a fucking tournament versus each other. And we're about to, they did a game. They just did one game versus each other. We're going to do a full-on fucking tournament. And we may be using Zoom for that instead of Skype. So, I mean, or instead of StreamYard. So, I mean, that's just going to be off the chain. I want to shout out to everyone that's going to be a part of that. Fucking BDG's coming through. For the Love of Sundays, the commish. It's going to be called by the notorious FNTSY. So, play-by-play for our tournament. We're going to be broadcasting the tournament itself on our channel Saturday, but a different YouTube channel. We're going to give the copyright rights for our show to them, and they're going to fucking do play-by-play for our channel's beer pong tournament Saturday night. So that's going to be fucking fire. We're still looking for one more fill-in for that. So 21 and up, make sure you guys come on. Shit's fucking lit. Shout out to Real Deal Fantasy HQ. They're going to be on that. Like, fucking Saturday's going to be lit. We got the NFL draft stream coming. NFL draft day party. Make sure you guys tune in with us April 23rd. That shit's going to be lit in the titty. Yes.
He hit me up. No, he hit me up earlier this week, and he said we're going to figure something out. So I just want to tell him I'm still in on it if he wants to.
No, dude. Yeah, no,
Hit you
that
up this week.
I look forward to that episode. So it looks like make sure you guys subscribe to GMM Network. Give me money. The GMM Network. Rambo, my homie, Bogart Scott,
NASCAR,
his boy
please
Guru.
give us money. This episode's
NASCAR, we might have made some money.
Yes.
But no, I mean for real though. We love it and we appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys hit up rumboyz.com. Follow me on all social media at Rumboyz, spelled with a Z, Netaoj. I'm going to let you do it this one. Lead the cheers.
What is it again? I'm kidding. What it is, right?
Or cheers to me.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. What it is.
Or all the Rum boys and girls, what it do.
Do. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. Jake trying to do the cheers is hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, we love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Episode 20 is in the books. Rumboyz.com, motherfuckers.